Hi, friends. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm H.E. Wallace, co author of Points of Failure, Volume 1 Interwoven. And I'm assuming that if you're here, you're either a wonderful friend supporting my endeavors, or you're interested in writing your first novel, or maybe you're both, and that's wonderful too. I'm just glad that you're here. So I want to keep these videos pretty short for now. And in this one, as the title says, answering the question, how long did it take to write my first novel? There are a lot of videos on YouTube, instructional videos on how to's and the what's of writing, how to start your first chapter, how to write an outline, how to space your timing, how to develop characters. Those are all very valuable, very informative, but that's not what this channel is. And I say that because I don't have any formal training. I didn't go to school for writing. I didn't work in the literary field before I wrote my first novel. I was just presented an opportunity to write and I took it. So everything that I talk about and discuss is from my experience. And if that's something you're interested in, I encourage you to stick around. Okay, so biggest lesson right out the gate in writing this novel was that writing a novel is hard. And immediately following that realization was that writing in general, and specific to what we're talking about, writing a novel, is time consuming. Oh my days. My co-author and I had no idea how much of an endeavor it would be to write a novel. And we were naively ambitious and set our goal to write and publish our book in 6 months. That goal was set in May 2023, and our book will be available for purchase, shameless plug, on September 30th, 2025, so end of this month. That's about 2.5 years. And I was blessed enough to be able to write full time. So if you're somebody who writes before work, after work, during your lunch breaks, on the weekends, whenever you can, just squeeze a little bit of time in. Just expect it to take a lot longer, and that's okay. I am so glad it took us 2.5 years to get to this point instead of rushing through it, because if we had just rushed and published the first readable draft, I would have been very embarrassed, and I think I would have never written anything ever again. So, time, although it feels like there are thoughts, there were definitely times where I thought, oh, we're never going to get this done. Time allowed research, allowed interviews, allowed my mind to expand and really build the world that we wanted to create in our novel. Time allowed us to dive deep into the characters, get to know their shadowy side, get to know their best side, get to know what side they show people, get to know how they react to everything around them. And those are very important qualities and aspects of a good story, right? We don't want stories that are just really flat and could just be picture books. We are trying to write novels with depth and wild adventures. So allow time to percolate and give yourself and your imagination time to breathe. Writing is a huge endeavor. It requires a lot of commitment and it requires a lot of time. So even writing 6 to 8 to 10, sometimes 12 hours a day, and I didn't really take weekends as any special time off. I worked on a novel for 2.5 years. So give yourself grace if you feel like it's taking forever and you just don't have the time. You do. You do. Give yourself grace. I would advise to give yourself finish by dates, finish a chapter by this date, finish a section by this date, finish a character sketch by this date. I would advise that, but I would also advise you to give yourself room to breathe. Don't rush it. That's just going to limit your capacity and your resources. Take your time. Write a really good story. So, I wanted to keep this short. If you're interested in knowing more about myself and my co-author and our writing partnership, you can go to the link in the description and check out our website. And while you're there, you can also listen to the pre-edited version of the first chapter read by yours truly. You can also pre-order the ebook. The print version is coming. It just takes time to get it all set up and finalized. And then September 30th is our go date, baby. You can check back and order. And it is international. So check out our website, noetics.com. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, tell me what kind of story you're working on, what other questions you might have. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and keep writing.